Jamie Dimon has been trying to put behind him $6 billion of losses JP Morgan made last year. He seemed to be pretty much managing it, but he's just been slapped on the wrist by regulators who told him he has to get his risk management in order. Now, it seems a little late, but on the other hand, it seems like the right thing to focus on, Agnes. What's the verdict?
This is like 9 months after the
Right.
disclosure of the of the loss. But again, it's one of these things that I think it's a welcome development. Yes, it's going to be more red tape for JP Morgan, but regulators basically want to make sure that they have the risk management procedures in place so that that we don't have to worry about this a balance sheet that's $2.3
Right,
trillion.
as Breakingviews, we've written about risk management quite a bit. I mean, different models of risk management, how you measure risk, all these things. We're actually at the root of a lot of the crisis, and regulators obviously were not quite on the ball at that point,
Right.
and then they were also at the root of this loss of JP Morgan.
Exactly.
I mean, is this a hopeless case? Is this bank too big?
The perennial question is, are they too big? Is it too big to manage? Is it too big to regulate? Because obviously regulators missed this as well. And there were some major lapses, right? We know for a fact that, Jamie Dimon has said that they mismarked things, and trying to manage this very complicated synthetic credit derivatives portfolio. So, again, I think, that's ultimately, that's a question that I think we're all going to have to keep asking, and whether having such large banks is worth it. But I think, at least in this instance, I think what we do want is regulators to be taking a really hard look at particularly these operations, because the whole point of this office that, basically made the losses is to manage the bank's balance sheet and to make sure that the entire firm...
It's almost managing the leftover bits
Exactly,
right
the
after you've done
leftover
everything
bits.
else. And the leftover bits in this case were huge.
Yeah, exactly, they are huge. Excess deposits, JP Morgan is still awash in excess deposits. So again, my feeling is this is precisely what you want regulators to do. You want them to be, to formalize this dialogue that they're having with the bank. The bank is going to have to issue reports and constantly telling regulators what they're doing to make sure that they've fixed the problem.
Okay, we'll leave it there. It looks like a case of better late than never, and we'll have more breaking views tomorrow.